America's trade war. President Trump announcing the U.S. and U.K. are close to reaching an agreement on tariffs. It would be the first trade deal since Trump announced his 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs. Both the president and U.K. Prime Minister Keir Starmer are calling it a great deal.
The special relationship and external bond, it's really an external and an internal bond between our two countries will soon be stronger than ever before. I think that it's a great deal for both parties. It's for us. We're opened up. I didn't know how closed it was. Quite closed, the market, as you know, the UK. And it opens up a tremendous market for us, and it works out very well.
And for more, let's bring in ABC News political contributor and NPR White House correspondent, Asma Khalid. Asma, good to see you. So what made the framework of this deal with the UK possible, and could anything stop the agreement from getting done?
Good questions. Well, I will say what we saw today in the White House really felt like a made-for-TV moment that President Trump loves. You had the UK Prime Minister there joining via speakerphone. But as we got details of this deal, and frankly, even in the announcement, it really became clear that this is sort of the beginning of a process. Trade deals take a very long time, I would say several months traditionally to be knocked out. But look, there are some, I think, key things here. One is that President Trump says that the Brits have agreed to open up their market, particularly when it comes to ethanol and American beef. We will see if that holds forth. And then on the British side, we have heard that the Trump administration decided to relax tariffs on steel and aluminum. You'll remember that those were at 25% across the board tariffs on steel and aluminum from every country. And we understand that the Trump administration says those will be removed. They've also agreed to lower the tariffs on most of the British cars that would be coming into the United States. And so, look, this is a sort of opening salvo, I will say, but, the broad 10% tariffs that were announced on what Trump has called Liberation Day last month, those do remain in effect on most goods being imported from the UK.
And Asma, stock markets are reacting positively to the announcement of the deal, one day after the Fed decided to keep interest rates unchanged. How is the administration reacting to the response from the markets?
Well, I will say that President Trump seems to always be keen to see signs from the market, right? And I will say when we sort of even began to see some nervousness at points around his broad trade policy, it was because early on the bond markets were not faring well. So look, I mean, I think broadly this is a key sort of sign that I think the markets were seeing, and folks within the business community saw some sign of, I think, what I would describe as sort of a broad signal that the Trump administration is willing to negotiate a trade deal, at least with one country. But look, I will emphasize there's a lot of caution here. There are a whole bunch of countries for whom there are no deals yet, and countries for whom the U.S. relies heavily on trade. And of course, the most significant one being China. China and the U.S. are huge trading partners, and by and large, trade there is at a standstill right now.
Asma Khalid in Washington. Asma, good to see you, and thanks a lot. We appreciate it.